Hey everybody, I know you haven't seen me in a while as far as videos. I want to start back doing my videos about a lot of different topics. My life has been a whirlwind of 28 years of living. I'm a few days ahead for my 29th birthday, the last year of being in the 20s. And I've been through a lot. I've experienced a lot, and I thank God for it. I'm not complaining. It's sometimes when you're in something, you don't really see the bright side of it, but I take it as that it's a learning curve. Everything that you go through is a learning curve. I just want to update my PCOSers, the ones who have viewed my videos, who have emailed, who have commented on previous videos during the duration of the time that I was going through my infertility issues. Well, PCS is no cure, so it's really like it's not going anywhere. So during the time that I was trying to conceive, that it was a very hard time, and I was making videos during the process after me and my husband had got married, going through the treatments and everything. I just want to give you an update on that. So if you have been on my YouTube page and seen probably like the last video, you probably seen me at my ultrasound appointments. That was back in 2015. Yes, I conceived with PCOS. My son, he'll be 2 years old in January. His name is Aiden, and he is the most precious thing that I have ever known. Like, not only because he's my son, it's because I know, like, kind of like where the struggle of getting him here. That kind of like helped me with a lot of things. Like when I have bad days, he brightens up my day. So I just think that the gift from God during that whole process was very hard, but the gift from God that he could give us, women and men, it's amazing. So yeah, I had Aiden with PCOS. I shared with a lot of people who I talk to currently, and that that they asked me, like, what did you do? You know, everybody's body is different, everybody's situation is different. So you can't even really, like, you can give people advice, but at the same time, it's like everybody's body is different. So us women today, our body changes like every day. It may be the way we eat. It may be because we started working out. It may be because we changed our diet. It may be because we started a birth control method. It may be because of pregnancy or anything like that. So everybody's body is different. So it's just up to you and your remedies on how it would go. I tried, me and he's now my husband, 2014, we got married, and right before we were, our wedding, I was like starting the process, with the infertility, clinic. And I was starting the process with the blood work and everything, but I have tried several times before that actual time, but we gave up. We kept giving up, and I'm like, no, we're not going to go. That's why I knew it wasn't time. Those times I knew it wasn't time for us to have a baby, because it was like it just wasn't in the right timing. So finally, after we had got married, we kept doing the infertility treatments, and I did like 3 rounds of the medication that I was using, and I'll give you guys that information a little later. I did like 3 rounds, and they basically told me, like, it didn't work, and maybe we should start with the next step. And I went home like devastated, because it was like, that's all. You're like, it just made me feel like so not used, but I just felt like nothing, because it was like I went through all that with all these hopes, all these dreams, that I was going to come out with a baby after all these months, and it really wasn't even a long time. We got married in October, and it was like November, December, January, February, March. So it was only like 5-6 month period, but I have been going through the PCOS for many years. So when you haven't, it's not easy for you to conceive. 3 months is a long time. It's like 3 months is a long time. You feel frustrated. So during that duration, in those 3 rounds, I'm like, you know what? I'm like, this is I spent so much money. Of course, my insurance was covering some of it, but insurance these days don't even really cover much. So I end up owing the money, and I'm like, oh my God, I went through it for nothing. And I went home and I talked to my husband, like they said, it didn't work, because he wasn't able to make it to some of the appointments because of his work schedule. So the important ones he were able to make it to. But he basically was like, you know what? He was like, let's just start right there. I was like, well, they said we can start the injections. They gave me a package of the name of the injections and the instructions. I'll have to take a class on how I can, how you inject yourself and all that stuff. And I'm like, and I stopped and I prayed. I said, Lord, I know I'm strong, but I know you're not about to take me through this. I just know, like, I know in my heart that you're not about to take me through this process. I'm like, the desire that, my desires. Like, me and my husband been wanting a child ever since we've gotten together. Like, that was one of our number one, like, components of being in a relationship or getting married, was to start a family. Like, we wanted kids bad, and we wanted to be parents. And so that's why we had tried, we started like immediately, like after we committed to be in a relationship. Like, we started like probably like a year after, and that's when I had got diagnosed with the PCOS. And I just was like, Lord, I'm like, I know you're not about to take me to this next level with these injections. I just know. I'm like, I just know. And during that time, while I was doing the treatments with the medications, I was going in for ultrasounds like 2-3 times a week. I had to go into work early because I was up early, like about 5-6 o'clock. As soon as I leave the clinic, I'll go to work, and I was just going to work, like, not devastating, but I was in a zone. Like, my mind was so focused on it. And the thing is, people say, the stress, don't stress about it, don't think about it, but it's so hard not to. It's so hard not to think about something that you want so bad. That's just even like following your dreams. Like, people